To give y'all a little more insight as to why I am even doing this, I am one of the few people who understand that information via be anything that could put the black mind in a better situation, or that can put the swarthy thinking process in a completely different perspective from what has been designed for us to fail or dilute our progression in any way, shape, or form via all mainstream outlets or platforms. I now take part in understanding that I have to utilize the platforms that I do have access to and the platforms that I can control. I am one of the few that understand this entire system that we live in is not designed for us to prevail. And although they have tricked the world into thinking slavery is over and all these little nuances that they have put into perspective to keep us stagnant or dormant, it's all part of a greater scam to make sure we don't uprise against this grand scale system. Everything in this whole system and the video game that we are playing is paid for, pumped, and promoted by those who have stole everything from us. All the mainstream music, all the high level music, all the radio played from Ice Spice to everybody else, everybody in position is all paid millions of dollars by those who have stolen from us so that we don't ever think we should ever get anything back. A distraction. And the list goes on. It's not it's just entertainment. Entertainment as a collective is a blatant distraction. The more you could distract people from understanding what is happening, the more money they'll pay you. So I understand I have to utilize every platform I can via now understanding that everybody eyes is no longer in the street. The word of the street no longer exists no more. People now speak a specific language via it's the internet language, and that language is memes, titles, and headlines. People don't even study no more. They just see the headline. Headline says breaking news, so and so something something happened, and that's it. Word is out. Everybody bit. You seen so and so? You heard so and so? And then you have algorithmic police behind all of these platforms that make sure certain don't get said. And I want to use two people as a prime example: Kyrie Irving, Ja Morant. This is living proof in front of our eyes that a man with the gun is less threatening than a man with information. They don't give a fuck about niggas with guns. They don't give a fuck about the army. They don't give a fuck about none of that. They give a fuck about niggas being smart. They give a fuck about niggas knowing their true history. They give a fuck about niggas knowing where they come from. And all of these platforms that are owned by them will make sure that niggas don't ever know where they come from. So I'm going to give y'all some information now. One of the reasons we as black people, or dark skinned people, or melanated people, or swarthy, or whatever the fuck you want to call us, gods, I'm going to just say gods. You want me to tell you one reason why we ain't going to never rise against this systematic matrix trap that we are in. I'll tell you one reason why we ain't gonna never rise. We'll never rise because this generation won't ever understand what has been done to us globally. TV, from the top to the bottom of TV, the top to the bottom of the schooling system, will never tell this generation or generations before this generation what they have done to us on a global scale. So I understand that I have a platform that is clearly hacked. I got 200 some thousand followers, only 140 people in there. 300,000, 200,000, almost 200,000 followers on YouTube. It's only 130. Look, it's 130 people in here and it's 130 people on YouTube. The same amount. I want you to think about this. I'm live from 2 different places right now, and it's the same amount of people in both places. So I understand that I have become somewhat of a teacher in a way, shape, or form. So I'll say this. When I was younger, I didn't understand a lot of things that was happening, and I went along with the flow of life. Hey, I grew up in the hood. It's bad. It's poverty. Niggas gang banging. Get down. Ride out. Do all the shit. As I got older, I heard I go, wait a minute. I learned and I learned and I learned. And you start to wake up through levels. You got the first level. And let me break it down to y'all. The first level is you unplug from the church. No disrespect to all the church folks. Unplug from the church, but save that because you come back to the church. After you wake all the way up, you end back at the church. But the first thing is you unplug from the church. And when you unplug from the church, you go, okay, we on our own. Because church was installed, even though church is real and a lot of things in the Bible are real, it's just stolen and rewritten to help the people who took the ideas instead of it being for us. But that's a whole other story. But the way church is presented to Black people, it makes us go, it don't matter what's happening to us right now. If we just pray and do the right things, we gonna get into heaven. I'm sorry to tell you niggas, earth is heaven. When your bitch ass died, game over. That's it. This is heaven. You got 100 years. I'm sorry to tell you niggas that. Your bitch ass gonna end up in the Black Panther thing with Killmonger as soon as you die, sitting right there in the chair by yourself, lonely. This is heaven. And they stole it. Okay, but church tells you it don't matter. They could just do us wrong. It don't matter. I used to listen to my grandma say this shit all the time. It's okay, boy, if you just pray hard enough. So look, the first step is you unplug from the church. When you unplug from the church, it's like a breath of fresh air. You go, I'm free. I could think of things that they told me was taboo. You know what? I can actually start asking questions because church tell you don't question God and don't question it. And just live in the box. Don't question anything. So once you unplug from the church, you start asking questions. You start asking all type of questions. What about this? What about that? What about this religion? You know what? What about this religion? No, I'm gonna study it. And then your mind start to grow. You start to expand. And as you expand, you go to the next because it's levels to waking up. You got the first level, wake up. Then I'm gonna tell you the steps. Once you leave a regular church, then you go into you an automatic Hebrew Israelite. That's the first step after Christianity. As soon as you get out of the church house or Christian book, you turn Hebrew Israelite. Look, I'm one of the 5%ers. You start doing all the shit. You start wearing your Yu-Gi-Oh clothes and shit. The first thing you do when you leave, we the real Jews. And then you start going to the Hebrew Israelite world. All right. Then you start to see all the fuckery in that world. Then you get out of that world. Then you start to just get it. You start to become a complete loner. Because then you start to go, man, nobody understand what I understand. And you become a complete loner. And you get deep in your studies and you get deep in your books and you just get deep. So then now you in the third level of woke. You got the first level, you lead the church. Second level, you become a Hebrew. This shit like Dragon Ball Z. Like your Super Saiyan level of wokeness keep powering up. All right. So now you about to go to super woke Saiyan 3 now. All right. So now you left the Hebrew Israelites. Now you in your other thing of studying this, and now you look. Once you leave the Hebrew Israelites, you damn near become an atheist after that, because you like, man, all this shit rigged, everything rigged. Fuck this, y'all don't believe in nothing. Where the fuck is God at? Yeah, fuck you. You start thinking like that. You get rebellion. I'm telling you, once you get through all these woke levels, then you get rebellion. You just like, man, fuck all this shit, man, fuck everything, man. It's nothing mean nothing. And it's in that moment where it's two things that happen. Either you turn into a super drug addict, a stoner, or you get all type of addictions, and you give up. You could tap out. Most people tap out right there. Like once they get to this level, the third level of wokeness, they tap out. They either just become a complete drunk or because they brain go, man, nothing matters. Fuck the whole world. So they just either be a complete drunk or a complete drug addict. They go complete crazy, or they just tap out. And then the next level, the people that's strong enough for this level to get past this hurdle, they go, all right, take a deep breath, compose. There has to be something. So you know what you do? After you leave the church, after you leave the Hebrew Israelites, and then after you tell yourself none of this shit matters, you know what you do? Your brain starts to find God. You know how like you put something in the search bar and it be searching to find if you got some data on your computer with that word in it? You do that in your mind. You put God in your search bar in your brain, and then your body just start looking through the whole everything of trying to find out if it mean anything to exist. You start searching the whole globe. What does it mean to exist? Why am I here? What was I born for? What is the point of any of this shit? And as you grow, you start to get answers. You start to look at your surroundings. You start to look at the people you got. And it is in that moment you have to take on a responsibility. Everybody is granted what, at this point, you somewhere in this journey, the higher ups, and they speak. When I say the higher ups, like I consider it's like multiple guys up there, like different type of niggas up there. Somewhere in that scenario, these people will put little like Easter eggs on your path. They kind of like the Adjustment Bureau. And if you've never seen the movie Adjustment Bureau, make sure you go watch the movie Adjustment Bureau. These people will put little things in your path and you'll get all the like, you'll be like, oh shit, that. Wait, y'all didn't see that? Y'all didn't see what just happened? Everybody be looking at you like, no, nigga, we didn't see that shit. You like, yo, nigga, the bird just flew by and blinked at me. So then now you're going to start looking crazy to the rest of your friends. You're going to look real crazy because shit going to be happening to you, but they ain't going to never see it. They ain't going to never understand what's happening to you. Never. So then, just when you start to grow and you start to grow into this new finally found butterfly, you're going to lose everybody you love. They're going to call you crazy. You're going to lose relationships. You're going to lose friends. You're going to lose family. You're going to lose everybody because they can't understand this transition you're going through. So then you're going to be lost. Even though you found your purpose, you lost now because you lost everything. but you found yourself. So this is like reborn again. It's like starting your whole My Player over with zero. Like you don't got no VC points, you don't got no fucking coins, you don't got no attributes, nothing. You back zero. Like you back zero, but now you know how to play the game. Moving forward, you start to understand language different, the way you see the world different, the way you see things work different. You wake up in the morning, you sit down in your yard, you see everybody go to work in traffic stuck, everybody come back home. You start to just look at the world from the perspective of a person that can use more than fucking 10% of the brain. You start to see the codes, you start to see the design, and this is when you start to become a god. After that, this is when this path separates. So you got the black path and you got the non-black path. Dear world, I'm sorry to tell y'all, it's only two races, yin and yang. Ain't no other races. Everything can be split into what they want to. You can say you Afghan, you can say you Chinese, you can say whatever. And then Jamaicans could say they Jamaicans, and then Belizeans could say they believe you're black. Either you're black, you're white. It ain't no everything else don't matter. Yeah, it's like game banging, right? Like Crip is Crip, but yeah, you could be from XYZ Crip, you can be from XY, you can be from XYZ Bloods, you could be, but just blood. You're blood, you're Crip. And dear Mexicans, don't come in here with that bunk ass brown shit, cause y'all niggas white. Your skin color is the same skin color as white niggas. Black people are brown. I'm clearly brown. And the rest of my motherfucking family is clearly brown. You niggas not brown. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to hurt anyone's feelings. You're not brown. You're white. And if we want to go deeper than that, Spanish is from Europe. We can go down that whole rabbit hole. I'm tired of doing it. I do it every time we get on live. Spanish is a European language. Spain and Spaniards and all motherfuckers are all Euro. But, you know, that's a whole nother story. So moving forward, as we get to this specific level, woke, you got two different type of things. You got the black path, and then you got the white woke path, which is the non-black woke path. You know what those two paths are? Black people wake up and start to go, let me figure out what's really happening. When non-black people wake up, you know what they do? My vibes. I'm just here to vibe. I want to do chakra and tarot card readings and my vibes. So when non-black people wake up, they'll wake up and they'll understand what's going on, but they'll never do anything to try to fix like what has happened in the past. And they'll blind eye what's happening in the past. And they'll blind eye their own racist family members and all that shit. They won't ever call them out. Ever. They won't ever cut on the phone. They'll hear their racist friends say all type of shit. They will never cut on the phone and expose any of their racist family members or friends or cousins. Never. Ever. Because it's all about vibes and chakras and crystals and candles and my vibes and my vibes. And I just want to do yoga. I don't care about anything that happened in the past. Let's just all live together and do yoga. That's it. That's the path for non-black woke people. For black woke people, you start waking up, you start going, oh man, this shit is fucked up. Oh, damn, they did that to us. Damn. And everything started to unravel. All right, let me say this. Every single non-black person on here got somebody racist in their family. Am I lying? Every single non-black person watching this right now got somebody racist in their family. Friends, close mama, auntie, grandma, every last one of y'all. Will you ever pick your phone up and film that motherfucker doing some racist shit and put him online so that the black community could post his address and all that? Never. 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 Y'all never snitch on your own kind. Never. And that's why I like the movie Avatar too. It's so dope because it shows both perspectives of You know, hey, this is my pops. Hey, I'm sorry, Avatar people. I'm rocking with my own kind. I respect it. You ain't gonna never snitch on your own. Never. I don't give a fuck how woke you are. You're gonna keep doing your yoga mats and you're gonna go to your yoga classes and you're gonna do all your woke conscious shit. You're gonna buy all the sage and all the crystals and all that shit. You're gonna do all that shit. You ain't gonna never snitch on your own people when they do fucked up shit. You're never gonna do it. You're never gonna speak on certain shit because non-black people have a rule. If you are a nigga that go against them, they gonna do something to you. They don't play that. Let you try to be a white woke motherfucker that go against the system. They gonna take care of that. Your whole family, you gonna lose jobs, credit, all man. So moving forward, when black people start waking all the way up, you start to go, wait a minute. Hold on. You mean to tell me Central Park? Because look, they only told us about Black Wall Street. You know, we learned about Black Wall Street and shit, and that's a booby trap. Like, oh yeah, y'all had Black Wall Street. That was it though. Y'all didn't have nothing else. Just Black Wall Street. We don't know that. But then when you get older, you wake, you say, damn, Central Park was an actual black thriving community. There was another black thriving community in Huntington Beach that was confiscated. Lake Lanier, and many more places that are now parks and monuments were black thriving societies that were flooded and destroyed and demolished and turned into landmarks for their people to walk through the park with their little Pomeranians. So you don't know none of this. As you're growing up, you don't know any of this. None of it. You don't know nothing. Then you get deeper. Let's go deeper. You go, oh, well, you know what? I'm about to turn it after all that, after all this that you learned, you go to the last level of woke, which is now the first level of woke. You become a fucking ancient Kemet nigga. Raw and you start to go back to your ancestors. You go to ancient Kemet. Yeah, the pyramids, and you start to be a pyramid studier and a pyramid hunter. Now you're studying all the pyramids, pyramid this, pyramid that. Yeah, the so-and-so pyramid, Gaza Strip, you're just pyramid. And then after you get done with all your information on the pyramids, and then you start to realize, damn, there was other pyramids. You go, damn, there's pyramids in fucking South America and America. And you know what? There's pyramids all over the world. And then you go, and then this is when the grand thought kick in. The grand thought kick in. There's pyramids all over the globe, everywhere, like literally everywhere. Majority of them been destroyed beyond measure. So you dig down the Mexico area. Dear Mexicans, I'm going to say this loud and clear, and I want you to understand where I'm coming from. I have no problems with the Mexican community, but you're white. And today I'm going to break it down to you. Before your Spanish conquistadors, travelers, settlers, whatever you want to call them, because they're all white. All of your great ancestors are all white. But before they came to South America or America, everybody there was black. That's it. There was no fucking Brazilians that damn near look like fucking white niggas. There was none of that. Everybody was dark. Same as Australia. Same as South Africa. Same as Hawaii. Same as fucking all the islands. Same as everywhere. Everybody was dark. Everyone. Dear Mexicans, when your ancestors, aka Hernan Cortez, Sir Francis Drake, Columbus, all them niggas, all the conquistador niggas, the Spanish are the Spaniards. sent by the queens of England and all them niggas came to the Americas, aka it wasn't even called America, came to the Americas. And this is something that black people don't know. They posed as friends and brought virus. They posed as friends. Hey, we're here. We're just regular people. Hey, shake hands, hug. Their actual skin brought disease. Your people. Wiped us. Not only wiped us, after they wiped us, they destroyed trillions of our native inhabitants' monuments via food sources, via plants, spices, herbs, everything. Your people. Once again, this is not an attack. This is not, I'm just telling you guys what happened because a lot of people don't know. A lot of people live life like they're completely oblivious to this. And a lot of people don't know. So I'm just here to say what happened. All right, you know what? I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do you one better. Just so y'all can understand this. I'm gonna do you one better. Go look at any picture of a conquistador, nigga. Look, I'm gonna just do you one better. Go look at any picture of a conquistador, nigga. What do they wear? Kind of baggy khaki type shits and long high white socks. Now fast forward to the future. What do majority of Hispanic kingdom wear? Long white socks. And what kind of shoes do they wear? Cortez. What shoes do they wear? Cortez. Who the fuck is Cortez? These niggas, you know how we rock Michael Jordans because Jordan was amazing us? These niggas rock Cortezes. The nigga who came and killed trillions of black people. All Hispanic nigga wear Cortezes. The niggas who came to kill trillions of black niggas. With their long high socks, just like Hernan Cortez. But this is things that people can't see. I'm not here to start a race war. I'm not here to start it. I'm just telling you what it is. So to all any Hispanic guy that rocks Nike Cortez with long socks, in my eyes, you are literally saying you are proud to stump in these shoes of the nigga who killed trillions of niggas. Listen, this is not a troll, it's not a joke. This is what it is. Now, we can move even forward. So niggas who dress like that have a real history of racism. Yes, they don't say it in public because it's all quote unquote black and brown love. But yes, they don't say it in public. But behind the scenes, racism is at an all-time high. And you know what is the greatest word that they use when referring to niggas? Mayate. Pinche mayate. Negrito mayate. Mayate, mayate, mayate. The more they use the word mayate, I used to be offended. Like, why the fuck y'all calling me a mayate? That shit must mean nigger. And then it clicked in my mind again. Mayan. They calling you a fucking Mayan. Mayate. Oh, they know that you and your color people was the original niggas. Right in front of our face. So a nigga who got on Cortez's, aka the colonizer's shoe. This nigga got a shoe. The actual colonizer nigga got an actual cape. And they rock that nigga's shoes to the fullest. On top of calling niggas mayates. As in Mayans, original niggas. We're going to move forward. So that is a level of wokeness that you get to. Now you get even more woker. And you go, okay, so what else did they do when they came to colonize us and kill us and all that type of shit? Do you know one of the biggest churches in South America is built on top of a pyramid that was actually a black pyramid? You guys know that? So the same Lord and God and all these niggas built their worship after they destroyed us and flattened our existence. They built their monuments on top of ours and made these places holy places. Like saying, no, we didn't do nothing wrong. God is here. Ooh, look, everybody pray. It goes deeper. Every single major church in the world is built on top of a black monument. Every single one. Oh, y'all didn't know this. Every single mega church is built on top of a black monument. Everyone. So then, this is when you get to the next level. You go, wait, so everything I was believing in was wrong. So wait, what the fuck are they doing? And then, when all of this is done, it brings you back to the Bible. Your brain starts to remember passages that you heard in the Bible. When you was, because everybody started off super Christian or whatever the case may be. Your brain started Islam, whatever the case may be. Your brain started to remember certain passages you read in the Bible. And the first passage that you remember is the devil himself is the greatest deceiver ever. And then you go, damn, they tricked everybody into believing that they were the gods. And now people worship them. They got their pictures all in niggas' houses, bunk ass, white Mary, white Jesus, all these niggas is in everybody's house. They tricked us. They bamboozled us on a large scale, ultimate bamboozle. They came in, destroyed, put themselves in the position of the holy ones. And now we pray to them. Greatest bamboozler ever. So then you go, oh shit. So now let me start reading the Bible again. And now here you are, back to ground zero. All the way back to ground zero. Now you on page one. After you left the church, you left the Bible, you left everything. Now here you are back to square one, page one. When you open the Bible, now you can read the Bible from the perspective of a nigga who understands. One of the biggest problems with people reading the Bible is half of the people who read the Bible just got out of slavery a couple of years ago. When I say a couple of years ago, a lot of people still in slavery right now today. Like everything ain't like Florida and California. There's niggas that's still in the middle a motherfucking America that make $4 an hour. Like slavery is not up. Y'all might think it's not up. You go to the heavy southern areas, them niggas in church singing, they cooked mentally. No disrespect, but they cooked. So now you go back to the Bible and you start to read the Bible from the perspective of a person who understands this shit linguistically. What happens is when you go to page 1, you then see things that you never seen before. When I first read the Bible, and this is all in language, how language works. When you are reading something, if you do not understand the word, the average black person, because white people, y'all wrote these languages. This is y'all language. So of course y'all gonna know how to read and write better than niggas, because this is y'all language. It ain't ours. It's foreign to our body. So we have to we gotta reprogram our whole tongue and everything to speak this shit. But moving forward, once you start to understand the shit and you go back and you read it from a high level linguistical standpoint, because when I first read it, I didn't know. And when you're reading words and you're reading sentences, what black people do is if it's a word we don't know, we just skip over it and keep reading. And then we only read what we know. So when I first read the Bible, the very first time I read it, page 1, in the beginning, you know, the heavens, earths, all that in the beginning. God said, let there be light. God said, let there be light. Okay. God said, let there be light. Right. And then your brain go to the next one. When I got older and I read the Bible, after all my many years of understanding, I seen a word that I didn't see in the beginning. And the word was, God said, let there be light in the firmament. I didn't see in the firmament when I was younger. I didn't even know what the fuck the firmament means. So I didn't even see it. I went right past it. And I go, so then, wait, so we in the firmament. Who wrote this Bible? Who wrote this one? Then you start to go into who wrote the Bible, and then you go, oh, who was King James? And then you start to go into, then you leave this testament, and then you go into the Old Testament. Like, you know what? I got to go back. Like, something ain't adding up. All right, let me go back. Then you go into the Older Testament. Now, once you go into the Older Testament, well, listen, you go into the Older Testament. The Older Testament not like this New Testament. The New King James version of the Bible, that Bible's soft. That's like the PG version of the Bible. The King James version of the Bible is the PG. It's like the Disney Pixar version. So I'm going to walk y'all down some quotables from the Old Testament. AKA, I call that the grandmama Bible. Like when grandmama used to whoop your ass, she ain't give a fuck about what. The Old Testament is a switch. The New Testament is I'm gonna remove your game if you don't listen to me. I'm gonna unplug your PlayStation. That's the new Bible. The old Bible was grandma with a switch. So I'm just gonna say a quote from the old Bible, and whoever gets offended by this, suck my ass. Man shall not lie with man, nor shall woman. Therefore, it is abomination and is punishable by death. I'm going to repeat this to all the gay people. man shall not lie with men, nor shall woman. Therefore, it is abomination and punishable by death. How many people in here read the Old Testaments? When you read the Old Testaments, you start to see how black Jesus was. And then it get kind of tricky. You go, yo, what happened before the Old Testaments? And then you start to read stuff that's hidden. Like you get into the Torah, you get into all type of things that just ain't presented to our youth or people in this box that we in. And you go, oh, so Jesus was like a street nigga. And you know how they paint this image of Jesus being all Messiah and magically Jesus, and I look like I went to Supercuts. And nah, Jesus had a bottle, weed, drank, his partners, and they was outside every day thugging. It was the funniest story I love. What's the greatest story that I love in the Bible? This is my favorite story that I love in all the Bibles. This is my favorite story. My favorite story that I love in all the Bibles is when Jesus pulled up to the synagogue. Now, before we get into what he did in there, I started to think about the name and the name flip, the synagogue. No, nigga, change that G to the synagogue. This place is the synagogue. You know what? All right, let's continue. Jesus walks in and sees a select group of people. What the fuck you niggas doing here? You niggas in here gabbling, fucking, sucking dick. Oh, hell no, I'm telling my daddy. Daddy. Daddy, they in there fucking. No condom, no nut. They shooting dice. They fucking. God, man, what you gonna do, son? It's on you, nigga. I gave you the blick. And listen to me, dear world. Now, when I read the Bible, I can understand it more because I don't read it from white people voices. See, black people, when you read the Bible from a white man voice, you will never understand it because your brain be like, this shit weak. Like, this shit tastes like unseasoned chicken. You got to read the Bible from black people perspective. That they in there fucking all these niggas. They doing bad shit. They doing shit. What you want me to do, that? Hey, son, I gave you the blick. What you? Oh, hey, it's on you, nigga. Shit, nigga, I told you how to bust that bitch. Nigga, let it off. Nigga, shit, let it off. Let it off. No, Pops, I ain't gonna let it off. I'm just gonna flip a few tables. Flipped a few tables. Y'all doing some fucked up shit in there. Flipped a few tables. I said, damn, it's crazy. Then you go deeper down, you go, damn, Jesus had mad fights and all type of shit, like just mad fights. He was outside fighting, tussle. You go back, like Jesus got war wounds. I remember one story I read about Jesus. It was like, yo, he was like an amazing soccer player. Like, wait, Jesus played soccer? Like, why we ain't never seen this? He said, bro was an amazing soccer player. I read this in some Bible. I think it was like, I forgot what Bible was. Jesus, amazing soccer player. So it's amazing. I never seen no picture of Jesus like diving for a ball. Like that shit would have been like I think we would have believed more if we seen like other things. Like, we only see Jesus sad and hurt. The nigga on the cross, bloody. Like, I would have loved it if we would have just seen Jesus like, he'd be like, well, that's my nigga. Gee, I'm going to church. Oh, God. Turn up for my boy Jesus. You know how I go. Moving forward from all of this stuff, right? I say all of this to say, after that level, you go all the way from religion to non-religion to studies to understanding what was happening to getting back into the Bible. Then after you get back into the Bible, you know what's the last level of wokeness? The last level of wokeness is you realize how much fucking time you wasted with all of this shit. That's the last level. I just spent 20 of my years chasing this shit. And I'm broke. I'm flat broke. I don't got a dollar. You be sitting there reading a book, your stomach start growling. Hey, bro, we ain't ate about 3 days. What we on, G? Then you realize how much of a distraction the whole woke community is. The whole woke community is a distraction. You just distracted. You could have been doing so much, man. You could have been this, you could have been that. You actually could have done so much other stuff with life that you could have been something successful that you could have actually made a change. You go, God damn it, they got me. They fucking got me. They got me. I went down the rabbit hole. They got me. They fucking got me. I done wasted all this goddamn time. I could have been a lawyer, a doctor. I could have been an astronaut. I could have been in space. I could have been with Tesla. I was sitting here worried about the goddamn pyramid. And then your brain go, woosah. And here you are back to ground zero again. What do you do? You can't go back to school. You already wasted them years. You can't go back and play basketball. Your knees already gone. Dad bod. Yeah, I'm speaking from personal experience. Every day I'll be looking at my high school. I drive past my high school like, man, I'm about to check back in. Like that one nigga, that one nigga, that a grown nigga went back to play high school basketball. Oh God, I'll be thinking about it. Like, man, it ain't over. I cut my beard. You got to start all over. This time you physically change, so it's hard to start over. It's hard to start over. So now you sit back and you go, what do I do? You take a deep breath and you go, okay. None of this shit matters. None of it. Absolutely none of it matters. What matters the most is my family, my children, the people around me, and making sure people are happy. Because whether you woke, whether you're not woke, whether you eat meat or you don't eat meat, you're vegan, you're not vegan, you're healthy, you're not healthy, in 100 years, we all dead. 100 years from today, everybody in this life, in that life, will be dead. In 100 years from today, all 8 billion people on the earth today will be dead. And if you think we're going to live past 100, let's say 120. In 120 years from now, all 8 billion people on earth will be dead. And there will be another 8 billion people. And then 120 years from that day, all that 8 billion people be dead. And then your brain started to go, damn, we in what year? We in fucking 2000 BC, but so you start to calculate all the 120. So all right, that's 120, 120, 100. That's 1,000. So every 120 years, 8 billion people die. And then you start to think about all the 120 years that have went past that has been in, and you go, oh, so people just die. Zillions. Zillions. Literally zillions. And then you go, oh, this is a solar system, like a soul. It's a soul system. Just gloop, 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 gloop. Everybody, you leave, come back in at the end of the line, leave. Back, just gloop, 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 gloop. So then, once you get to that level, your brain starts to do one thing: malfunction. And then you start to have problems with timeline issues. And this is why Marvel is putting out all these timeline videos, because they're trying to tell the world all this shit is just a loop-de-loop timeline. You start to glitch. Your brain starts to glitch in other thoughts from other timelines. Then you start to remember who I was before, who I was back then, who I was again. You start to remember. Some of your lifestyles was painful. Some of them was pleasant. You start to see everything. You start to see it every time you think. Deja vu. Deja vu is not random. It is a glitch thought. It's timeline interference. I remember this. This tastes familiar, smells familiar. I've been here before. It's because you have. Multiple times. Hundreds, thousands, millions of times. A lot of this stuff can loop you back to stage 3. You can go crazy again. You can go blatantly crazy again. You can malfunction. You can haywire. Or you can take one deep breath and go, I remember. Once you do that, you start to remember that your life is nothing but saved data. And if you can tap back into understanding what you did on your last thing, you can continue your game. For the last 8 years, I have been going back to spots that I remembered and finding things that I left there for myself.